Devaki Jai. Welcome to Shri Radha Govinda Temple. Today is a very, very auspicious day. And if you look at the deities, they look so magnificent. And wonderful costumes, decorations, the garlands. And right now the Pujari is offering the Dhoop Aarti. So 6 times we have this kind of Aarti. And right after reading from Ramayana, I'll be going as part of my service to offering to Sri Radha Govinda, behalf of our sponsor, and then we'll be offering the Aarti also, and that will be resolution Sankalpa for our beneficiaries, the family who sponsored, that is our tradition. So please witness that and be part of it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There will be a lot of kirtan today. It is a Sunday and weekly program is scheduled from 4:30. We do some Katha and some kirtan, offering Aarti. And also you will have a chance to see many senior devotees and probably some senior sannyasis to speak with you and guide you in your spiritual life. So without further delay, let's start reading. The prayer, today's prayer is Nana Shastra Vicharane Nipuno Saddharma Samsthapako Lokanam Hitakaranam Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanyakaro Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajanan Nandana Mattaliko Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghuyugo Shri Jiva Gopalako. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds and they are worth taking shelter of because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Sri Radha Govinda. We further continue our prayers to rest of the Guru Parampara. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Prabhu, you play mridanga? No? Okay. If you know someone playing, just let me know. Because later on when we sing some kirtan, we might need somebody. So, we have been reading Ramayana since last 2 days. Today is the third day. What we'll do that we will be reading most of it, and then I will have to go for my service offering and then arti and all that. And meanwhile, rest of the devotees will continue the kirtan. And you will have a chance to meet and see a lot of senior devotees and sannyasis today. So you are very fortunate to have the Sunday program. Yesterday we were looking in some of the areas where Lord Ramachandra and his pastimes were actually discussed. So wherever we left off, it was a prayer to Lord Ramachandra. And it goes like this. Ramo Rajmani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vijaya Jaya Parabhanam Ramaya Tasmai Namah Ramatnasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmiham Rame Chittalayam Sada Bhavatu Me Bhuram Mamudharam. So yesterday we saw that Ramayana was originally composed in Sanskrit by the great sage Valmiki, and later many versions were composed in the vernacular languages of India. Unfortunately, many of the translators and commentators did not come in the pure devotion lineage of Valmiki and other sampradaya and introduced many misconceptions and speculations about Lord Ramachandra in their creation. As a result, the pristine position of Lord Rama as the supreme personality of Godhead, absolute truth, remains hidden to the readers of such texts. So, that's the reason we are reading from the very authentic books. Right behind me, there is a table, and you will see hundreds of books translated by Srila Prabhupada. Also on the shelf, we have the whole set of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, etc., etc. Upstairs, we have a library, and so many books are actually available for you to read. So if you cannot come to the temple to read and take advantage of all this, then call the temple and buy the books. Even if you buy one book or the whole set of books at the price of peanuts, you will be knowing so much about transcendental literatures that you will be amazed. And also it will help us in keep this program going. You can sponsor this reading for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 month, 365 days. We are ready to help you. We will read Prabhupada books one by one by one. And that's what we have started doing. So please try to call the temple, buy the books, or at least sponsor the programs. It must be emphasized that the listening of the Ramayana will give greatest benefit if taken not simply as an exciting story, but with the understanding of the supramundane and eternally supreme position of Lord Sri Rama. Those who read with this awareness will ultimately attain the greatest benediction of life, that of going back to Godhead. And all of us, those who are coming to the temple, they have the same aim to going back to Godhead. And that is why we follow simply the instructions of Lord Krishna given in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of Lord Sri Rama, his appearance, which you will be witnessing next Sunday. Next Sunday is the appearance day of Lord Sri Ramachandra. And Krishna says, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not upon leaving the body take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. So, Lord Sri Rama and his pastimes, simply by hearing the narration of pastimes of Lord, one contacts directly personality of Godhead. And by hearing about the personality of Godhead from within, all accumulated sins of mundane creatures are cleared. Thus, being cleared of all the sins, the hearer gradually becomes liberated from mundane association and becomes attracted to the features of the Lord. The whole idea is that simply by hearing about the Lord's pastimes, one can become one of the associates of the Lord. One can attain to the highest perfection of life simply by attentive hearing of the transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Ramachandra from the right sources. This process of hearing in the association of the devotees is specially recommended in this age of Kali, which is an age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So, Srila Prabhupada is so merciful that he has given the translations of this entire Ramayana in Srimad Bhagavatam. So, if we go back to 9th canto and chapter 10, this is how it begins. Shukadeva Goswami, he is talking to Parikshit Maharaj and he's preaching about Lord Ramachandra ji. Here it says, Tasyanu charitam rajan Rushibi tattvadarshibhi Shrutam hi varnitam bhuri Tvaya sita patermuhu Tasyanu charitam rajan Rushibhi tattvadarshibhi Shrutam hi varnitam bhuri Tvaya sita patermuhu. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O King Parikshit, Shukadeva Goswami said, the transcendental activity of Lord Ramachandra have been described by great saintly persons who have been the truth, who have been seen the truth. Because you have heard again and again about Lord Ramachandra, the husband of Mother Sita, I shall describe their activities only in brief. Please listen. Because Lord Ramachandra appeared in Treta Yuga. Lord Krishna appeared in Dwapar Yuga. So, when Lord Krishna appeared, the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra was already known to every living being on this earth planet. And that is why when Parikshit Maharaj is preaching or was preached by Shukadeva Goswami, Shukadeva Goswami makes it clear that Rajan, everyone knows about Lord Ramachandra. And you also know. And that is why I really don't have to go in so much of details because you probably know more details than we know. And that's every speaker of Ram Katha has to admit and tell his audience, and that's what I'm trying to tell you also, that our sponsor, although they have cooperated us and try to give us a chance to read Ram Katha, but they already know about Lord Ramachandra. All we have to do is just go over it very quickly. So, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, to keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and accompanied by his wife Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which were so delicate that they were unable to bear even to the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman or by another monkey, Sugriva, king of monkeys, and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshmana, both of whom gave him relief from the fatigue of wandering in the forest. Having cut off the nose and the ears of Shurpanaka, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravana to kill him like a fire devouring a forest. May the Supreme Lord Ramachandra give us all the protection. So in the single statement, Shukadeva Goswami is describing the entire Ramayana. And that is what is known as a one shloki Ramayana. In a one verse only, the whole Ramayana is actually included in every word of them. So it's very important to read the commentary by Srila Prabhupada. Now, we go back to Valmiki Ramayana, in which the same verses appear. And it says that once in a time long ago, there lived a great sage named Valmiki, who was never so happy as when he was discussing the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One day, while he was explaining the nectar of scriptures to a group of disciples, the great sage Sri Narada Muni, who travels continuously throughout the spiritual and material worlds, glorifying the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared at Valmiki's hermitage. So as the scripture says, एकदा नारदो योगी परानुग्रहकांक्षया पर्यटन विविधान् लोकान् मर्त्यलोकमुपागत. He was just touring through the 14 planetary systems, from Atal, Vital, Patal, Burlok, Bhuvalok, Swarlok, Maharlok, Tapalok, Satyalok. Finally, he came to this material world, and where he met Valmiki. So, here it says, he appeared at Valmiki's hermitage. Upon seeing Sri Narada, Valmiki and his disciple immediately offered their respectful obeisances. Then, according to custom, they offered Sri Narada an elevated sitting place and washed his feet, while sweetly inquiring about his welfare. After this, Valmiki inquired from Sri Narada, "O best of all, knower of the truth, please tell me." And he's asking a question. This is a very wonderful question we all should know. Valmiki is asking to Lord or sage Narada Muni, "Kauno asmin samprata loke gunvan kasya cha viryavan kasya cha dharma kasya krutagna kasya satyavako dradhavata." So this is in Sanskrit, but if you translate it says that, "O sage Narada, O best of all knowers of truth, please tell me who, present now on the earth, is a reservoir of all opulences in full. Who is the most accomplished, learned, powerful, noble-minded, truthful and grateful. Who possesses flawless character and remains engaged, looking after the genuine welfare of all living entities. Who is that present that is without an equal, clever, the most beautiful, and is never subject to the influence of anger or malice, yet instill fear within the hearts of even the greatest demigods when enraged? Who has prowess to give protection to everyone within the three worlds? To whom has goddess of fortune bestowed all blessings? O great sage, please answer my inquiries fully." So in a single question, sage Valmiki is looking for a person who has all the best qualities, not just one or two qualities. This description of Lord Ramachandra and his qualities are there within the question, that Valmiki is looking for a person who is actually a living person on the material planet. Very wonderful beginning. And the answer is even better or the most powerful. Unfortunately, people come and go, and they never ever learn how to play kartar, mridanga, harmonium. So people will sit around. But the thing is, otherwise, the answer that Sage Narada is giving, that yes, there is a person named Lord Rama, and these are his qualities. It is given in this particular poem, and it goes like this. I will try to sing it. If you can repeat, it's okay. If not, you can at least listen peacefully. It goes like this. It says, Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhaj Manharan Bhavabhaya Darunam Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhaj Manharan Bhavabhaya Darunam Navakanjalochanam कंजमुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम नव कंजलोचन कंजमुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम श्री रामचंद्र कृपाळु भज मन हरण भव भयदारुणम कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरद सुंदरम कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नवनील नीरद सुंदरम पटपीत मानहु तड़ित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम पटपीत मानहु तड़ित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुतावरम श्री रामचंद्र कृपाळु भज मनु हरण भव भय दारुणम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारुदार अंग विभूषणम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदारु अंग विभूषणम आजानुभुज शर चाप धर संग्राम जित खर दूषणम आजानुभुज शर चाप धर संग्राम जित खर दूषणम श्री रामचंद्र कृपाळु भज मनु हरण भव भय दारुणम भज दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंश निकंदनम भज दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंश निकंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम रघुनंद आनंद कंद कौशल चंद दशरथ नंदनम Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajmanu Haran Bhava Bhayadarunam. Iti vadati tulsi das shankar sheshamuni manaranjanam. Iti vadati tulsi das shankar sheshamuni manaranjanam. Mamaradaya kanja nivas kuru kamadi khaladal ganjanam. Mamaradaya kanja nivas kuru kamadi khaladal ganjanam. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajmanu Haran Bhava Bhaya Darunam. So this is the answer. Now you compare this answer with the question that Valmiki had asked. And here it says, Lord Ramachandra is most merciful, benevolent, one who removes the fear and miseries of this mundane world. Let us worship the Lord who is having lotus face, lotus eyes, lotus hands, and the lotus feet. Lord Rama is immensely handsome, much more than Cupid, like color of blue sky. His yellow attire is like lightning bolt. The husband of Janaki, we bow down respectfully before thee. Lord Rama has crown over his head, earrings on the ears, tilak on his forehead, and decorative ornaments all over his body. He has long arms and he is armed with bow and arrows. He defeated the demons like Kar and Dushan and Ravana. Let us worship Lord Rama, the benefactor of the helpless, the destroyer of the demons, the bountiful and the source of joy, son of Kaushalya and Dashrath. Lord Rama glorified Lord Shiva, Sheshnag, and all the saints. Let Lord reside in my heart, who is destroyer of all evils. Let us devote to him wholeheartedly. So, going back to Valmiki's question will really satisfy you this particular prayer and the answer. When you come next Sunday, we will be actually performing this so that you can see in action how this answer is materialized in front of us. So, and the answer was that, and you try to refresh your questions and answer, compare with the answer that Sage Narada gave. And he said, O best of all knowers of truth, please tell me who present now on earth is a reservoir of all opulence in full. So, Shri, Shakti, Kirti, Kanti, Gnan, and Vairagya. These are the 6 kind of opulences. And Lord Rama is possessing all of them. Who is the most accomplished, learned, powerful, noble-minded, truthful and grateful, who possesses flawless character and remains engaged, looking after the genuine welfare of all living entities. Who is that present that is without an equal, clever, the most beautiful, and is never subject to the influence of anger or malice. Yet instill fear within the hearts of even the great demigods, when enraged, who has the prowess to give protection to everyone within the three worlds, to whom has the goddess of fortune bestows all blessings. O great sage, please answer my inquiry fully. And I told you the answer that was given by the great sage. So, the great sage Narada, who is able to know everything that happens within the three worlds, replied, O sage, there is an illustrious king by the name of Lord Rama, who has appeared in this royal dynasty of Ikshvaku as the son of Maharaj Dashrath. He is the embodiment of all the transcendent qualities and the possessor of all opulences. Rama perfectly controls his senses and is a master of unlimited potencies. So besides this, you will not believe, but even Lord Shiva, while talking to his consort Mother Parvati, he is indicating some of these qualities of Lord Sri Rama in Ramayana, this fashion. And it goes like this. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ho उमा कहूँ मैं अनुभव अपना सत हरि भजन जगत सब सपना राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम उमा कहूँ मैं अनुभव अपना सत हरि भजन jagat sab sapana. That means whatever experiences that you have, even seeing this exterior material world in this front of your eyes is nothing but a dream. What is true, what is not illusion, which is absolute truth and reality, is Lord Rama, Lakshman, Sita and Hanuman. And then he goes on. प्रथम भक्ति संतन करि संगा दूसरती मम कथा प्रसंगा राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम. Prathama Bhakti Santana Karasanga. The devotee association, like this Prabhu just came, to associate with hundreds of devotees, they will be coming soon because it's a Sunday. And the first advantage you get coming to this temple is Santana Karasanga, devotee association. You meet people, this is a kind of society, is a family that you see one another and say Hare Krishna and be part of this. So Prathama Bhakti Santana Karasanga, first you need the devotee association and Dusri Ratimam Katha Prasanga. And the second thing, the advantage is that when you come here, you will have chance to listen about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His pastimes. And then Lord Shiva says, Binu sat sang vivek na hoi, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोए राम। सीताराम सिया राम जय जय राम राम। सिया राम जय जय राम। बिनु सत्संग विवेक न हुई. If you don't spend at least few hours in this temple of Vivek, then Vivek na hoy. The discrimination in your mind, what is right and what is wrong, what you should be doing, what you must not be doing, it will never be clear in your mind. You will be always confused. You will be always in illusion. And that is why he said, Binu satsanga viveka na hoy. In order to develop that kind of mind, that kind of discrimination in your eye, which is known as a vivek in Sanskrit, then you must come here and listen to Rama Krupa bin Sulabana hoy. And also it depends on the will of Lord Krishna and Lord Rama. If Radha Krishna doesn't want you to come here, then there will be so many other attractions. Oh Prabhu, I have to go here. Oh Prabhu, I got a job. Oh Prabhu, they pay time and a half. I have to work overtime. Oh, I'm sick. I have to go doctor. Oh, my lawyer needs me. My wife is sick and I have to do this and that, and all kind of excuses. You will find without waiting. Because Ram doesn't want you here, Krishna doesn't want you. Srimati Radharani doesn't want you here. So you will have hundreds of excuses like that. And that is why you must avoid those kind of situations which will interrupt you in your spiritual progress and asking you not to come here. And then he says, Sat Sangat Mud Mangal Moolam Soi Phal Siddh Sab Sadhan Kula Ram. Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Ram. Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Satsangat Muda Mangala Mura. It's a very, very auspicious to come here and listen to this kind of pastimes of Lord Sri Ramachandra. Do not miss that opportunity. That's what Lord Shiva is saying. Punya bade jab mile satsanga जन्म मरण का हो वही भंगाराम. सिया राम जय जय राम राम. सिया राम जय जय राम. Punya bade jab mile satsanga. This particular opportunity you got because your karmas are on rise. Whatever satkarma, the good karma that you have performed, not even in this past times, but even in the previous life, they have come in effect, and that brought you here. So, Prabhu, hello? How long you have been out from here?
I've been in Latin America chanting.
I know, but I see you after a long, long time, right?
About 3 years now.
Okay. So that is the thing, that whenever Ram wants you, Sita wants you, Lakshman wants you, Hanuman wants you, and Radha Krishna wants you, that's the only time you will be here. Otherwise, you cannot decide on your own that I want to go to the temple. So now, Punya bade jab mile satsanga, janam ar marana ka hoi bhanga. We have to get out of this chain or the cycle of birth and death. And in order to do that, we must take an opportunity. Srila Prabhupada has given us this temple, this property, Sri Radha Govinda deities, and we must not forget. Bhumi paratva dabar pani जिमि जेवहि माया पलटानी राम. सिया राम जय जय राम राम. सिया राम जय जय राम. So, Bhumi parat badabar pani, Jimi javi maya lapatani. Just as the rain, today is a rainy day outside, it's raining, on and off, on and off. But as soon as a drop of water falls from the sky, then what happens? Then it meets the earth. On the earth, they have dust. And the dust and water, they combine. And that becomes mud. So this is what it is. As soon as you come, you are born. You take birth in this material world. Then naturally, you are contaminated. You become illusion. You become part of Maya. The Maya is attacking you. The Maya is taking you in the different attractions, taking away from Krishna, and makes you forget Krishna instead of remembering Krishna. So that is why it says that our condition is muddy. Our mind is contaminated, that we have forgotten Lord Krishna and Lord Rama. Sometimes it is always a matter of some kind of curse. Lord Hanuman was a great soul, but he was cursed. When he was little one, he was very naughty. And he will run after the sages, he will hit them with the stones, he will take the trees and uproot from their roots and destroy their ashram, their hermitage. So sages got very upset. And they say, my little boy, you have so much potency. You know so much. You are a son of wind god, but you are misusing your abilities, your potencies. You are harassing other people. That is why we curse you. That unless you are reminded your potency, you will never ever come up and try to help others or try to show your potency. Your potency will always be covered. Lord Hanuman was cursed like that. So somehow that's what's happening with our devotees also. They forget Krishna and they don't come to the temple. They don't listen to the Ram Katha or Krishna Katha. They don't read Prabhupada's book. They don't chant Hare Krishna mantra. So many nonsense is going on in their life. And that is a kind of curse. So, unless it's reminded by somebody, we don't wake up. So in case of Hanuman, when Lord Ramachandra says, look, such a vast ocean, and how we are going to cross it? Mother Sita is there, I can see the big palace of Ravana across this ocean. But who can go there? Everybody is quiet. Jamwan knows that Lord Hanuman has the ability to jump and go to Lanka and rescue Mother Sita. But because of the curse, Hanumanji just keeps quiet, doesn't say anything. He cannot say anything because his abilities are covered because of the curse. But now it's the time. Somebody is trying to remind him that Hanuman, you have ability. Don't just keep quiet. Get up, jump, and go to Lanka and help Mother Sita. So in Ramayana it says, Kahai Chapati Sunu Hanumana का चुप साधी रहे हूँ बलवाना राम सीताराम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम पवन तनय बल पवन समाना बल बुद्धि विवेक निदाना राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम Pavana Tanaya Bala. Pavana Samana. Tanaya means the sun. You are a son of wind god. Bala Pavana Samana. And just as the wind comes and slaps the mountain, and the mountain drops in the ocean, that kind of strength you have it, but you have forgotten it. Please rise. And then he says, Kavan jo kaaj कठिन जग माही जो नहीं होय तात तुम पाहि राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम कवन जो काज कठिन जग माही there is like a single activity that you cannot perform. When you have energy given by Lord, then you can do any work. Anything is assigned to you, you will do it very easily. But today you are sitting there doing nothing. Is there any activity that you cannot do? Is there anything that you don't understand? Is there any hindrances, obstacles in your path of service to Lord Ramachandra? There is nothing. So please wake up and rise. Ram kaaj lagi tab avtara sunat hi bhaihu पर्वत आकारा राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम काज लगी तब अवतारा. He says, Hanuman, your birth is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What are you going to with your birth? What are you doing? You have to serve Lord Ram. And then it says, Sunati Bhayu Parvat Akara. And as soon as his abilities were recognized, Ramachandra just doesn't sit around. He got up. And for a small little monkey, Parvat Akara, he came like a big mountain, big huge mountain. And he started roaring. And everybody got scared. And Ram, Sita, everybody were surprised to see such a great physics and wonderful form of Hanuman. So, Sunati Bhavatu Parvat Akara, and then he's roaring and he's kicking the mountain. You know, you have to, when you climb, you have to put a pressure on the earth. And when he put one of the foot on the mountain in order to take off, that's why what happened that the whole mountain went into the earth. And then just like any aeroplane is taking off, Lord Hanuman started flying into the sky. And then he crossed over this particular ocean and went on the other side of Lanka, and he helped Mother Sita. There are beautiful verses like this, and the whole Ramayana we can sing melodiously. I was hoping that there are many people around him, and when I sing Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, everybody joins me. But the crowd that we have will be very active, very, very active at 7:30 because prasadam is served. That's time all of a sudden we wake up and start going down. Never seen so many energetic people in my life. Up to 7:30 they are in coma. And all of a sudden, Sarira, Vidyajar, they all wake up. And it's not only with this temple, it's every temple you see, we have that kind of crowd. So, Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari Dravahu Sudashrat अचिर विहारी राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई प्राण जाय पर वचन न जाए राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम ओम हरि अनंत हरि कथानंता कही सुनहि बहु विधि सब संता राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम हरि अनंत हरि कथा अनंता ant means the limit, right? But Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, all these gods who has assumed different forms like Matsya, Kurma, Varaham cha, Narasingha cha Vamanam, Ramam Krishna, Buddham Kalking Namamyam. Matsya means Lord came in form of a fish. Every time you see a fish in an aquarium or wherever you go, then you should be thinking of Krishna. He came in a Matsya avatar in form of fish. Kurma, when you see a tortoise or a turtle, you should know Lord Krishna came as one of these forms. Right? Kurma avatar. Varaha, he came as a boar, incarnation of boar. So anytime you see a boar, even in National Geographic series or on television or in some story anywhere, think of Krishna. He came as a boar. Narasingha, we have the picture over there. Lord Narasimha Deva, half man and half lion. Anytime you see that picture, think of Krishna. He came as Lord Narasimha Deva. Vaman, he came up a little Brahmin boy and he exhibited his pastimes by taking all the three worlds under his feet, under his control. So that is a Vaman avatar. Ramam Krishna. 3 times the word Ram appears. Number 1, Ram is Parshuram. He came as Parshuram. And annihilated so many Kshatriyas, 21 times at least. That was Parshuram avatar. And then came Rama avatar, the husband of Mother Sita. That was Rama avatar. And then he came as a Balaram. So that is why the third name is Ramam means he came also as Balaram, the elder brother of Krishna. Buddham Kalkim Namamyam. Buddha means there are so many Buddhists also coming here to this temple, and that is Lord Buddha. He came as Lord Buddha. And Kalki, the final incarnation, is a Kalki avatar. Right now, the Kali Yuga is going on. This is his kingdom, the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. And that is why we always ask you to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So just once Ramarao Prabhu is here, please join in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. 5:30 exactly, we are cutting off our Ram Katha. And we engage you in the blissful service of the Lord by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you.